What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. Hope your Sunday is off to a good start. Welcome back to another episode of my now YouTube internet series entitled What's On Tap. If you've been following along from the get go, back when it was on Instagram, welcome back. Thank you for always supporting and tuning in. And if this is your first time checking me out, welcome. Um, Welcome. I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you for checking this show out. And I want to also thank those who referred you to me if it was a referral. You're probably sitting here and you're probably wondering what is this series all about. I can gladly explain. This is where in this instance today, look back at what caught my eye in college football the day before, and then I look ahead to what's on tap on the schedule for today. So let's dive right into it. More craziness and madness happened in college football. One, two, three. Eight top 25 teams got upset yesterday. Number 7, Kentucky losing to Ole Miss. North Carolina State falling short to the Clemson Tigers. The Washington Huskies falling short. Baylor losing. Texas A&M getting upset, which I did call the other day. Oklahoma losing to TCU. Arkansas falling to Alabama. Florida State losing to Wake Forest. And Pitt losing to Georgia Tech. Speaking of the Alabama Arkansas game, Bryce Young got hurt. Shoulder injury. Nick Saban is saying he should be okay. You never want to see anybody get hurt, regardless of who they play for or how you feel about that team or that particular player. You never want to wish harm on anybody. Um, Ohio State kept it moving. Mayan Williams, what a big day at the office for him. You look at Michigan, first road game of the year, which I thought was a little bit of a trap game for them against Iowa, a team that they beat in the conference title game last year in December, and Michigan handled their business winning that game by a score of 27-14. Utah defeats Oregon State. So the madness just continues in college football. Now that I got that out the way, let's talk about what's catching my eye on the schedule in the NFL. Right now, there's a game going on in London as we speak. Minnesota Vikings, New Orleans Saints, coming down to the wire. It's the fourth quarter. Who is going to win that one? I personally have the Minnesota Vikings. I don't trust Jameis Winston, and Andy Dalton's playing, and I trust Kirk Cousins a lot more than I trust Andy. Bears Giants this afternoon. A little bit of an old school game. I think this is going to be a hard hitting, physical, defensive battle. Which team can run the football more consistently? Jaguars Eagles. Doug Peterson, he's back in Philadelphia with his new team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Philly is off to a 3-0 start. Haven't started 4-0 since 2004. Those were the days of Donovan McNabb and now the Hall of Famer Terrell Owens. Just imagine if that team would have won a Super Bowl. Jets, Steelers, Zach Wilson making his debut this year. Steelers are struggling right now to really find any type of rhythm or any type of identity. I look at Mitchell Trubisky. He's not it. Plain and simple. This team's going to start Kenny Pickett sooner rather than later. And the defense is really struggling without TJ Watt. Big one today in the AFC. Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens. Both these teams losing to the Miami Dolphins in back-to-back weeks. I previewed this one on the site. I entitled it Miami Twice, a spinoff of the classic TV show Miami Vice. Last time these two teams met was in the playoffs a couple years ago, and Buffalo was en route to an AFC championship. I really like what I'm seeing from Lamar Jackson this year. Teams are loading the box, and he's making them pay. How does Buffalo bounce back? That was a tough loss last week. Really want to see how this Baltimore secondary is going to come after the Buffalo secondary. How these corners of Baltimore are going to try and man up and press Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis and all those weapons across the board. Very interesting quarterback matchup. These are the two quarterbacks who are leading the top two in the league in touchdown passes. Lamar Jackson has 10, Josh Allen has 9 on the season. Browns, Falcons, there's no Myles Garrett for the Cleveland Browns. He's out. He was in a car accident. Hope he's doing well. Some of the later games today, Packers, Patriots, there's no Mac Jones for New England. He's battling a high ankle sprain. Aaron Rodgers and company, they're rolling. Won their last 2 games after being embarrassed at the hands of the Minnesota Vikings earlier in the year. Cardinals, Panthers, the late Sam Mills will be honored today for his Hall of Fame induction during the summer. Tonight, probably the biggest game on the schedule. Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is Tom Brady. This is Patrick Mahomes for the 6th time and probably the final time. The last time we saw these two teams play. Both games were very interesting. Let's look at the regular season one from 2020. Tampa put no pressure, and they just let Mahomes sit back in their pocket and nickel them and dime them, and that's when Tyreek Hill had the game of his life. And then a couple months later in the Super Bowl, Tampa flipped the switch and showed you, kind of unveiled the blueprint on how to beat Patrick Mahomes and how to limit that Chiefs offense. Previewed this one on the site as well, called it Coming of Age. It was a ode to the Jay-Z song entitled Coming of Age. Then tomorrow night, Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football, rematch of the NFC Championship game from January. How can you keep up with me? Log on to the website, which is thedailyblitz.blog. Enter your email address. Become a subscriber today. Follow us on Twitter at dailyblitz_61. Follow us on Instagram at thedailyblitz_61. Like the Facebook fan page. Go to facebook.com and in the search box type in The Daily Blitz. Give us a like. Keep up with me on the radio every Monday night. Monday Evening Quarterback, my official podcast. Have another brand new episode coming your way tomorrow. Right after that, every Monday night and Tuesday night, you can catch me on the Prime with David Hoffman, Israel Rivera, TJ Hopkins, and Matt James. Every Wednesday, you can catch me on the Nerd Zone with Ronnie Kumpf, John Danzo, Christopher Lawrence, and Ryan Shaw. And every Friday night, you can catch me on College Football Showdown with Israel Rivera on Prime Sports World. Looking forward to all this action today. Send me your questions. Promoted everything. Keep in communication with me. Enjoy the games. And most importantly, stay safe.